who has funded elections of FDC from 2006 when it was formed has ever been declared. But internally, we know. And for the continuity of these people to trust us and support us, they have requested, and we have honored that.
Why now?
The question that you have asked rightly is that if you didn't ask and raise the red flag on 206, in 2011, in 2016, why now in 2021, 2022, 2023? The least funded campaign in presidential campaigns of FDC presidential flag bearer, the least funded was for Engineer Patrick Oboy Amuriat. It's on record. The most funded campaign was in 2011 and 2016, and nobody ever questioned the source of the funding. You who alleges that that money came, we resolved as National Council, you go and present evidence. You go and present the evidence. I am accusing you for bringing that money, and the facts are A, B, C, D. My evidence is this. And the other one says, I didn't get that money. Itungalu were giving us money all along, and they gave us money.
Did NRM at any point give money to support this election?
No, it has never, to the best of my knowledge. And I wait if the committee, elders committee, finds so.
Where are these allegations coming from?
The allegation was first brought to National Council on the 25th in the National Council meeting by Dr. Kizza Besigye. And it has continued to be expounded and rebranded and given publicity by people who cannot present an iota of evidence to the public. The intentions will be known eventually. But one thing that I seem to realize as an intention is the elections that are coming in putting up new leadership. From the party chairman to the party president, the secretary general, they are all going to be replaced. And by November 24th, if the party of FDC shall not have a leadership crisis, we should have elected new leaders. The tension for positions and these elective positions where people are interested could have bred this blackmail. Why do I call it blackmail? Because if you say Attan got money from NRM, but you can't substantiate your allegation, then people in Soroti City, FDC say, let's constitute an elders committee to investigate Attan. Attan appears before the elders committee. The accuser appears before the elders committee. You don't allow the elders committee to submit their findings. You are running out. You want Attan to resign. Is that fair? What we are saying is that the Constitution provides for internal mechanism of conflict resolution. The Constitution provides for systems to investigate an allegation. And let us avail the systems and the organs to do their work.
Okay. I want us to...
Much, and I want to assure the people who are listening that FDC will emerge stronger. Why do I say so? In 2012, the biggest fierce conflict that emerged was between General Muntu and Honorable Nathan Nandala. And everybody feared it was going to end bad. After the election, petitions came, they were handled, and amicably, General Muntu and Honorable Nandala remained in the party. Honorable Nandala was elected in 2015 as Secretary General. What is now at play? One is the issue of the dirty money. And National Council will be given a report on Friday on the findings and the position with regard to that dirty money. Whichever way it goes, I am sure it will give us direction as a party. With the elders giving us findings, we will be able to appreciate. And thereafter, the leaders, the accuser and the accused, need to stop and ponder the next step. Look inward and ask what is at stake. What is at stake is that the FDC name must be protected.
And how do we protect it?
How do we protect it? We should not wash our dirty linen in public. We should not be run on rumors and allegations that must be provable. If the committee of elders find that the allegations were material and substantial, the delegates conference will receive recommendations, and we can call a special delegates conference in 1 month. Notice the constitution of the FDC provides, and the actions thereafter will be decided by the delegates conference. If it is found that the allegation was immaterial and not substantial to merit the alarming that the party has gone through, then the elders need to soul search themselves and say, look, I think we accused ourselves and we dirtied ourselves falsely and wrongly. Can we move up and say we mend differences? Because this is not the first time. In Teso 205 going to 206 elections,
Yes.
there were leaders here who were for each other's neck. Honorable Salaso, Honorable Molo, Honorable Muriat, Honorable Cooper, the Honorable Cholas were after each other's neck, and there was tension in Teso sub-region. It took the party president, then Dr. Kiza Besige, to come, and they sat in a Kisim quarters for over 6 hours, locked themselves there, and they came out and they amended defenses. And we would call upon the leaders after the National Council of Friday to retreat and say, let's talk to each other. Let's stop talking against ourselves. If that is done, then we will emerge stronger.
Is FDC headed for another split?
I don't think so, and I don't believe it can. Why do I think so? The ones who are in leadership today, the party president and the secretary general, come from the areas where FDC is strongest in terms of support. And they have no intentions to leave FDC where they have invested their years of their youthful energy. If they remain in FDC, I strongly believe the other faction would also not want to leave FDC because they have a duty to nurture this baby. If we want to grow this FDC, I want to reflect on Betty Kamia. Betty Kamia left FDC, but she didn't go with the party. She went, joined, and where is Federal Alliance today? Is it stronger than FDC? No. Actually, majority of the members who had gone with Betty Kamia returned in Rubaga division. They returned to FDC and said, I think we were misled. Today, as I speak, there are people who had left with General Muntu. In Kasese, one of the person who returns to the party is Honorable Centenary from Kasese. And he has been speaking over these matters, saying, no, we have to learn from our experience. General Muntu left the FDC. He formed a party. But I'm sure you will testify that even the people who were with him in Teso could not dare stand on his ticket apart from Honorable Ali Salaso. So FDC is not about individuals, it's about the people who are members and own it from the grassroots.
The ones that left, including General Mugisha Muntu, were leveled the malls. Does FDC still have malls?
That is the question that everybody should be asking. Why is it that every ASEO that comes, there is a group in power that is labeled the malls? Why is it that every ASEO, for instance, Honorable Nathan Nandala knew in 2011, he has been told he was to be a governor, Bank of Uganda in 2012. He was told in 2015 he was going to be a minister of finance. Now 2023, the allegation is a mall, and he has eaten that money and is going to be a minister of finance in the Museveni's government. Why? That narrative and the attacks on personalities is unfortunate. I would believe that we deserve to have a internal process where we compete against each other without smearing the other. If you are smearing somebody, substantiate the smear campaign. Because even if you smear the Attan and you won the election, won't you need Attan? The whole thing looks a bit disturbing, but it is becoming a culture which is unethical. That you must smear the other dirty, and then in order for you to win or in order for you to throw him out of the office. That is unfortunate. That is not my politics.
As FDC, how are you planning to navigate through this mall issue? Because every now and then the FDC comes out, the mall issue is there. Because as we speak right now, you have two factions. The faction headed by Patrick, that's the party president of the party, says the other team is plotting to hand over the party to Noop. The other team is claiming that the party, the position, that is the party president and secretary general, are plotting to hand over the NRM, the party to NRM. That recently the government spokesperson came out to distance, and also the Minister for National Guidance.
Just like you had said, the factor of the mall and what we had in the past was General Muntu was planning to make a coalition with Museveni. The same narrative is continuing. We have to navigate that by truth-telling. And if you say, I have a person whom I'm calling a mall, the question is, can you substantiate why you say that person is a mall? It is unfortunate that, for instance, I have personally been accused in my own party that I sold my by-election to NRM at the national level by the people who say me and Nandala exchanged and got money from NRM to sell my own by-election in Soroti East. And I've said, guys, even if you want to make Attan look black, but the least you can do is to accuse me for selling a by-election where I staked my own life and I put my own life online. But the ones who say and accuse the others, the intention is you must be painted black. So the aspect of the mall in me is immaterial, but only because one wants to make you look the black sheep. I'm told the whites chose to make Satan look black, and the devil is black. So when you're painted black, the image of a mall, once you want to deal with an opposition, you're fighting within opposition, tell the public that Attan got NRM money. Tell the public that Attan sold his by-election. Tell the public that Attan is a mall in FDC. But the question is, what has Attan been doing the last 22, 23 years to prove that he's a mall in FDC? What has Honorable Amriat been doing for the last 20, 30 years in politics to substantiate the allegation that he's a mall? For instance, Patrick Oboy Amriat, the presidential flag bearer, had 65 days to campaign. In the 65 days, he was arrested 45 times. He has 10 cases across the country to answer up to date. Why would the regime have treated Patrick Oboy that humiliation if he was a mall or an agent they had given money? Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi has been one of the biggest funders for the party activities. And I can say with authority that he lost a petrol station in Mbale. He mortgaged it when our founder president was the presidential candidate and he was in Luzira. We walked from Nambole on foot and we went and nominated, and the chair of Dr. Kiza Besigye was a poster. We received him from Entebbe. We walked on foot with Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, the Amuriat, and many leaders to go and register Dr. Besigye for the presidential election as a voter, returning from exile. Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafari, Honorable Amriat, and Honorable Dr. Kiza Besigye have worked together for the last 20 years. Honorable Engineer Patrick Oboy Amriat lost his constituency in Kumi, in Kanyumu, while he was the director managing the campaign operations of Dr. Kiza Besigye in 2016. Was he a mole? He had less than 3 billion to campaign. So the big money, first it was 4 billion allegation. Second, it was 7 billion. Third, it was 17 billion.
Yes.
Fourth, it was 27 billion. How much is the money they allege was received as that money? You witnessed Honorable Semuju saying the money amount is not unknown, but because many vehicles were bought, it is assumed it was in billions. Okay. The vehicles accused that FDC bought were bought on loan. And the records are in Najana Nkumbi. The van that was bought for the media, 60 million, it was Semuju who bought it. Money given to him by the Secretary General. The money that is alleged to be that money, 300 million was taken to Dr. Besigye on the 2nd October. Those records are there. He had it until the 14th of January. And the party received it back through the chief accounting officer in 4 installments through Zambia petrol station. If it was that money, I would assume it should have been held as evidence. Now, if
and the money was new notes.
New notes, but it didn't return as new notes. That's where we say, FDC, we have a duty to speak honestly and truthfully.
Dr. Kiza Besigye didn't appear in any of the campaign trails, unless if I need to do more research, but according to information, never appeared in any of the campaign trails for Patrick Amriat Oboy in 2021. What did this mean, or what has this meant to you as the FDC party?
Dr. Kiza Besigye, he explained his position to National Council. And the National Council sitting in November 25th to 26th, he stated, 1, there was data money in the party. 2, there was no campaign bureau. 3, he didn't see reason for us to conflict with the NUP. Ideally, I am privy to information, the campaign bureau wanted 130 billion shillings to be established. That money wasn't there. 2, the data money, he had part of it, as he says, they brought him 300 million and he kept it until 14th to 19th of January. The conflicting with the NUP that he said, with due respect, every party member, that is Article 12 of the Constitution, has a duty to canvass support for the party. We have no duty to canvass support for NUP, and we had a party presidential candidate. If we could not have a campaign bureau of 130 billion and we didn't have money, I am sure that we have run campaigns, even for members of parliament, even presidential, when we had no campaign bureau. Okay. Those questions, why it didn't appear, those were the reasons he gave, which I found very disturbing, because I watched my founder party president on national television, and when he was asked the question, who is your candidate? Do you want to know the answer? The candidate who will be sending out a revolutionary message.
Okay, thank you so much, Jaketa Moses Attan. I want